Dr. Henderson.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Kenny. You know what? There is something out there that put us together. I think there is a reason behind it. I'm also so proud of actually what I'm doing now, because I have been kind of searching and looking for something like this for the pretty much the first half or more than half of my life, for something that really work, and it's also not so forbiddenly expensive. So because I have been practicing Chinese medicine for like over 20 years, and it's always been a pursuit to find the best solution for people. As a clinic, as a brand name, this is my brand called Seiji. This is my own brand line. So I actually make lots of products for all kinds of conditions. Like this is so I was making a product for high blood pressure, for sugar, diabetes, for gout, for prostate, for all kinds of conditions, until I came across this product called the Fountain of Life. This is something called, let me find the name. I have this bottle, better, more visible bottle called the Fountain of Life. It's a tiny little bottle, only 30 ml big, and we measure them by the drops. They go like this. You pump them out, and then you just drop 1, 2, 3, 4 drops like that, and then you just dump them under your tongue, or you rub them on your scalp or on your skin, wherever you put it on. It's the strongest antioxidant. So I'm going to show you a little bit of basic information about it, and then you can get a better grip of what it is all about. Let me just share my screen. Okay, so this one slideshow. Can you see my full screen?
Not yet.
No. Oh, okay. So let me just share it again. So share screen, share. Okay, share screen. Okay, now.
Yes.
You can see my full screen. Full screen. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So let's start from here. So we have a whole line of products, and we call them Safe Home Revolution. We don't want to deal with too many chemicals, too many other things that are not safe. So everything we do here is designed to be safe, and this is very important. Nowadays we have just too many junk, too many additives and then preservatives, so much things going on, and they are not they might not work out the best for your body. So we just creating everything natural, everything safe for home use, including your personal care line like skincare, toothpaste, shampoo, conditioners. There's so many things going on. But I'm going to focus a little more on the one product called Fountain of Life. This one is actually a Canadian product. It's got Health Canada approval MPN number, natural product number 80084596, and it's 100 exclusive. We have it 100 exclusive, only we have it. It works fast, and it's a one regimen for everything. Basically, you don't really need anything else. If you're on this product, it can take care of you almost all aspects of your health. Welcome to Susanna. So this little thing here, let me go into more details here. So we do have a disclaimer here that we don't want to claim anything like a cure for any disease or any ailments or any, but it's just nature's most powerful plant antioxidant that reduces free radicals, slow down aging, and assists in the body to heal itself. So it's the main ingredient in there is called the nigrans. The nigrans, or we have a chemical name for it, called 7-HMR. And it's really good to boost our immune system by neutralizing free radicals before they can damage healthy cells. It does taste a little bitter because it's like a pine tree taste. But we could have added a lot of additives or flavors or sugar into it to make it tasty, but we choose not to because one drop of it would make a difference in what it can help with us. So I will eventually do a little test to show that one drop could make a difference. So the ligaments with the brain health, it helps with the brain health, it helps with mental health. It just simply does so many things for you. So let me go into some testimonials. So here, somebody with dementia, they were not able to tranquilize children and start to have difficulty holding the cup. Now they are able to do all of that and looking beautiful again after only 3 months. So look at the first picture and second and third. And she is doing really good after only 3 months. And this is somebody, some other people that have dementia. They used to have temper, have emotional problems, bad temper, fights with you all the time, threw things around, cannot manage self. And after using the Fountain of Life, they are able to recognize children, understand the conversation, can make a kind of a conversation, watch TV, can walk, and go out with friends now. Now, stroke. Some people, they have stroke and they were able to rub the Fountain of Life on the side of the brain that has aneurysm, and then they just use it for 5 days, 7 days. So they got out of ICU, they got out of bed, and 1 month later, out of the hospital and walking with the help of walking assistance, and 2 months later walking without assistance, and 5 months later driving a car on her own. And this is a matter of using the Fountain of Life for like 5 months, and then they are seeing the difference in a matter of days. Then for sleeping, it really helps with sleeping, reduces snoring, and helps with sleep apnea. And by helping sleeping, it helps to eliminate the factors that were causing problem in the sleep, such as pain, such as headache, dizziness, or high sugar, high blood pressure, any kind of other thing like stomach pain, stomach cramps, or any other cramps or pains in the body. It just helps the body to ease down all the symptoms so they can people can sleep better. In terms of breast numbs, even cancer, breast cancer, this is a great way of naturally healing the body and changing the body environment to help the body to cope with all this. And this is just like some kind of like excessive growth on the skin, and it's a like a fatty tumor or something, lipoma. So just a matter of days, they got rid of it. And for cancer patients, they were exhausted and no energy. After 5 days of taking it, they start to feel the energy and sleeping better, more muscle, no more muscle cramps, and more energy, no more anxiety. And this is a lady called Madeline. She's from Singapore, and she had a colon cancer stage 3, and she had to depend on blood transfusion and everything to keep her going. Now she's cancer free. So she was a stage 3 colon cancer, and she finds new life after 3 months of taking the Fountain of Life. And this lady had all kinds of menopausal problems, migraines, heart conditions, sweating at night. Now she's getting more energy, no more pains, and then getting rid of the subliminal knee fracture. And these are people that have diabetic feet. They were supposed to amputate the feet, but then they were able to see the change for the better, and then they get better and better. So they saved the leg, like a feet. And similarly, like this situation where they were able to heal them properly, and reduce the sugar from 13 to like 5.2, 5.1, 4.9, like that. And this is a lady that had an infection in the blood vessels in the leg, almost from the waist down all the way to the feet. And just by using it a couple of weeks, she got rid of the whole thing. It's an infection of the blood vessels. We call it vasculitis. And then these are people with shingles, with the snake disease, and they were able to heal probably after a few days. Some people 5 days, some people 8 days. Normally it takes like weeks to recover. And these are people with eczema, psoriasis, different kind of skin conditions. They all get better. Now, this is one of my clients. He had a liver infection, colon infection, so it caused his whole body to swell to about 270 pounds heavy, and it kind of give him no energy. He couldn't sleep well because the fluid is almost like choking him if he lie down flat. He had to sort of like lie on the couch, sit on the couch to sleep. It's really tiring, and he said, just give me 2 minutes, I'll doze off on you. So he doesn't have energy to carry on anything. But after taking the Fount of Life, like 2 droppers, which is about 60 drops a day, over 2 months time, he started to find the release of fluid in the stomach, in the body. And after 8 months, he lost the weight from 270 to 163. And a waistline dropped down from 44 inches to 32 inches. And now he's enjoying better mood, better breathing, and energy returned as well. And this is him now after that. And fatty liver, we actually have a lot of work to show how the numbers of fatty liver is dropped down, some of them from 128 to 28. So this is all about fatty liver getting better. And then scars, cuts, wounds, mosquito bites, it doesn't matter even which one, you just apply directly on the skin and you get better. This is a healing from surgery lines like a throat cancer. He was able to heal the scar very well. At the same time, they will change the body condition so that they will not have the cancer return to the body. And this is about gout, 4 drops rub in, and then 30 minutes later, the pain got subsided. So it's really helping with the joint pains. This is about the thyroid issues. Thyroid, it doesn't really matter which one. It could be nodules, could be goiter, or it could be hyper or hypo. Whichever it is, it just helps them to do better in the thyroid. And then tonsillitis. So it's any kind of infection in the body. Really helps the body to cope with the infection, inflammation, whether it's because of COVID, because of bacteria or fungus or anything that put the body in an inflamed or infected condition. This one helps. And people with cuts and wounds or tongue injuries, they just heal in a matter of days. And this is about weight control, weight loss. And we have people that lose like 14 kg or even 100 pounds. So depending on their body size, and it just helps people with the weight control. And some people, they even gain weight from a very skinny condition. So it doesn't matter whether they need to lose or need to gain. It just normalizes the body weight both ways. Similarly with the sugar, if you have low sugar, it will actually bump it up. It will help you to raise to a more safer and a comfortable level. Same thing like low blood pressure. When you have high blood pressure, you can push it down by detoxing, cleaning the liver, and helping the circulation, improve the blood vessel function, and then you get a lower blood pressure. Or you can raise the blood pressure if your body is too weak to generate fresh blood for circulation, and your blood pressure is too low. This one would actually help to raise it up to a more safer level. This is like weight loss studies. We have detailed information on these things, and this is you can read about it in more detail. And this is for people who have joint pains, who have different kinds of joint pains. So this is a matter of it might have minutes, hours, days. So it's really good for that. And also people who have burns, mosquito bites, corns, even pets. So pets, we give them, depending on their size, they could be very tiny. So they just need 1 or 2 drops a day to help them to deal with whatever condition they have. And then people even use it to cook, to so it's a heat resistant and cold resistant. So if you live in a car and if it's minus 30, it wouldn't bother spoil the fountain of life, or it will not freeze and break it. It will be safe. Even if it goes to 30 degrees or 40 degrees Celsius, it's still okay. It wouldn't spoil it, but it's always safer, always better to put it in a like a room temperature. So why does it help us? It's almost like an apple. When you cut it open, you leave it there, it decays. Similarly, our cells are being exposed to this kind of elements as well. So we are being attacked by free radicals around us in all kinds of ways. But where it's coming from? The tree is a pine tree in the Norwegian, northern Europe, especially Finland, the northern tip of Finland, the mountainous areas where we have these trees that grow to be 10,000 years old. And they are usually, these tree branches, they can break under the weight of the snow or the ice, but they don't die. They continue to live on the ground. So this is a tree that is very special in helping our body to deal with all these conditions. Actually, the reason why this is a tree that survived the cold weather, and every other plant is being wiped out in that kind of cold condition. And there's something very special in there called the lignans, or the 7-HMR. That is the one that is able to hold our body up. In our body, when we die, we know the body becomes cold, and we call that the yin world. And then the yang world is with the living creature. So you have warm blood flow, and then so the tree actually has some power to energize your body, to warm up your body to a more normal range. Once it got to a normal body temperature, it will actually sustain the body in that way, so that you will be able to have a healthier body. So look at the trees. They are usually more than half a year they are covered in ice and snow. So this is a very, very strong tree that survived 9,000 to 10,000 years old. And these are the ones that they heal themselves. They are disease and insect free, uncontaminated soil. So that's the nature's most powerful source of lignans. So that's just some brief introduction about the fountain of life. I can have a lot more interesting testimonials to share with you. If you have any questions right now, we can go ahead, answer some questions, or we can discuss with you on that.
Hi, Doctor. Jackie has a question.
Yes, Jackie.
Hi, Dr. Henry.
Yes.
I am allergic to pine nuts.
To pine nuts?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so what you can do is you can drop this on your inner wrist or somewhere, and just to see whether it swells up, or whether there's any reaction, or like a rash or anything. Then you know whether this year would react in any way to this one. But this is more like it actually heals our body against a lot of other allergies. If you are allergic to pollen, if you're allergic to peanut, if you're allergic to nectar, you actually, this one would actually help you to heal it up. Because whenever we have allergy to something, it's a deficiency in our immune system. We are either in lack of that enzyme or something to handle that. And if we're missing that one, then it becomes a poison in your body. You can't handle it. So this is something that can actually heal your body to patch up the potholes or the deficiencies in our body, and then you will get less and less and less allergic to the elements. So you can try it and see how your body goes, and then it will help you in many ways if you can handle it. Some people, they just use reduce it to even just one drop to let the body to cope with it or get used to it, and slowly healing the body to a point where they can handle more. So so some people, they jump in with the full syringe 3 times a day. Some people, they have cancer and stuff like that. They use the 5 pumps a day, 6 pumps a day. But it's always a good idea to just test it out and see whether your body reacts to it in any way.
Thank you.
All right, Jackie.
Okay.
Yeah,
OG,
Glenn, I see your hand raised up.
OG has a question.
Hi there.
Yes.
That's a lot of great information in quite a short period of time. So kind of absorb all that stuff. So it sounds like it kind of balances our body
Yes.
out.
Yeah, it balances the body. You see, when you drive a car and the car hit a bump or something, it scratch it or break it. If you don't fix it, over time it gets rusty. That's what we call free radical damage. It's oxidation. So if you get it oxidized over time, it kind of get rusty, and then eventually maybe it break a hole. And finally, the salt and the rust goes into the engine, and then the whole thing breaks down. But if you stand it and then paint it, protect it, you are pretty much fresh like new. So the same thing in our body. Our body's all the damage from the cellular level, from the free radical damage. When you protect the cell and prevent the cell from getting the what do we call the DNA damage or the chromosome damage, then you kind of keep away from cancer, from tumor, from all this that kill us eventually. So it's the little thing that we do. It's almost like sometimes I make an analogy where in China we have a big river called, there's the Yangtze River and there's the Yellow River on the north. The Yellow River are coming from the mountainous area where the floods or rain would wash down a lot of dirt and the mud into the lower stream, and then they become like they saturate the lower riverbed, so it rise up more higher and higher, and then the riverbank has to go higher and higher. Now, when the water is running above the city, so there's pressure in the riverbank, and sometimes they have to, when the flood comes, they have to have watchful eyes looking for the wet patches and then potential risk areas, and then if there is something happening like that, then we have, if we have a watchful, let's say, team protecting the banks, they just patch it up. They put maybe a metal plate protecting it, and the flood goes away, and then they ease up, everything is okay. But if we want to save some money, and we say we can't afford for this person to be watching the riverbank overnight, we have to we can't pay him, so he go home, and then nobody's watching, and that's when the river started to have a little ant hole, and then they break, and then the riverbank collapse, and then the city is soaked in mud and water, and they kill millions of people. And so that's the difference between preventative and then you have to repair the damage. It's similar to if somebody has a stroke and then you try to recover from a stroke or a heart attack. It's much harder than to measure the blood flow, to clean your blood vessels, know your blood pressure. It costs much less to do that than to repair a damaged heart or aneurysm in the brain. So this is why so things can be little, but when you don't take care of it, it becomes a big problem for the body. So that's why it just regulate the body, help the body to cope with all these problems, and then you will be healthy.
Well, that's a great one. I've got one more quick one. How about for any mental disorders, especially what the whole world's gone through the last 2.5, 3 years? So anxiety, depression, just any, like maybe even bipolar. Does it have any?
Yes, yes. It's I actually I have collected a whole bunch of testimonials here. For every category, I have all these testimonials of people that have mental health, cancer, tumor. These are pets actually. This is a cat where the cat was dying, and she was very very slow. She was bleeding. She was nose bleeding, mouth bleeding. Her whole like the skin is bleeding, so she's very slow and she's dying. And three vets hospital, they were ready to put her down. And when we take over the cat, look at her.
Oh,
After 2 years, she's still doing
wow.
great.
Oh, that's
That's
fantastic.
a pet, yeah. And look at the lovely cat. And this dog was suffering from nephritis, which is an infection in the kidney. And he was very miserable, very tired, very weak, almost dying. And then we take over. Look at him now. He's very happy now. So this is everything that I collected everything here. So this lady, she was talking about how her son was in a mental institute for 10 years. She was
For myself, to be honest with you, since I got it on Saturday, it was the day when the Toronto boot camp is. I met you there and I got the bottles from you. I came there very distressed. I had a lot of stress on me to the point that my body was not functioning. I felt like I was in high fever. And I got a drug immediately, which turned around all my condition. But beside that, when I started swishing in my mouth, I can feel on my face something was working. And then I remember how I had 2 extractions here on my.
So she was talking about herself, and eventually she talked about her son who was in a mental institute for 10 years. And by giving him the fountain of life, she was able to pull him out in 6 days. And the latter half of it, she talked about that.
1 week. Wow. Well, we are 1 week. What and what? From the 22nd, now we are the
22nd is 28.
Yeah, in 6 days.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
Amazing.
But the thing that I'm extremely impressed is my son Joshua, which we will go in more detail with our testimony. It's a mental health that is in and out of the hospital for 10 years. And already today, the doctor is talking about reducing the oral medication because that was taken now because of the side effects of the injection, which is extremely concentrated.
So eventually, the son came to our office and he said, "Can we sell this product for you?" That's him, the young man. He was in the mental institute for 10 years. Now he said, "Can I join your team? Can I sell the product for you?" We said, "Yeah, welcome." Yeah, so mental health, we do help a lot of people with that, and a lot of people with bipolar, depression, anxiety, even suicidal attempts and all that. Now they are much better. What happens is when you have a chronic stress, like the pandemic, it wears you down over time. And then when you are not happy, you get moody, you're not eating properly, you don't sleep properly. Eventually, it drains your body and your digestive system and everything gets weaker. When you get weaker, your mental capacity becomes weaker too. And then you get easily tired, easily irritable, easily stressed out, and you don't have hope. And then people start to get anxious and angry, and then they resort to marijuana, they resort to smoking, drinking, and all that. Eventually, they corrupt the body, and then they get into huge trouble for that. So this would help them to regain control of their body. When the body is stronger and stronger, mentally and physically, then they can handle this emotional blockages in the body much better.
Mhm. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Audie,
Yes. What is the cost of it, and how long does it take to ship to the US?
It's just about less than a week, probably 3, 4, 5 days, or 6 days, 7 days, depending on the customs. One thing in the US, they have to put a lot of label on this to say this is topical use. But we in Canada, we have very strict guidelines. This can be used orally, so we just dump it in under the tongue. And people take as much as half a bottle a day. For if somebody is deemed incurable, or if they are in stage 4 cancer and they put in palliative care, I have that. All these people, I have a whole category of cancer related people, stage 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is all my collection of cancer people. They range from stage 1 to stage 4, and some of them were put in a palliative care, and they were pumping out 2 liters of fluid from the lungs every day until the son came to see me, and he said, "What can we do now?" I said, "Well, it's kind of very too late." He said, "Is there any hope?" I said, "Yeah, there's hope." So I said, you just go and you put this under her tongue. She doesn't even need a feeding tube. She doesn't have to swallow anything. So it's easy to administer, but you have to do it because the nurses, they don't have time for that. They are not necessarily trained for that. So you have to really go by yourself, because now this is the time when everybody else give up, you have to do it yourself. So in 3 weeks time, he came back, he said the fluid dropped down to 300. And in another 3 weeks time, it dropped down to 4550, around 4550. So the doctor said, if you have 3 days in a row not passing 50 milliliter, then we'll take out the pouch, what they call it, the catheter, or whatever pouch that you have. And then it's now, in that case, you go home and pretty much go back to normal. So after half a year later, I checked with him again. He said the tumor is the water fluid is gone, and the tumor is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and then even from the colon. Another half a year later, they said they can't even find the tumor anymore. So this is happening. I have all these step-by-step recordings of the whole process. Actually,
yeah, so basically, your mom. So can she still find tumor at all? No more tumor.
That's like that's like a half a year, 1 year later, and now up to now is about almost 4 years now, and she's the son said, we don't even want to talk about it anymore. we want to forget about the whole thing. So this is amazing.
What about the what is the price plus the shipping? What's the total cost?
The price is about probably about 70 something US dollars. It's about 80 something Canadian dollars. So probably with shipping, you can also register like a discount card or something with it. So it's about 70, 80. Some people sell 99 US dollars, but we just sell around 70, 80 dollars a bottle. But you actually measure them by the drops. So if you, some people like this lady, she was taking just 5 drops a day, and the bottle is there's almost 1,000 drops in there. So it can be like people use it for hair. So this is somebody who has hair issues, and they were shaving the hair. It's so bad, he has to shave everything off, and he just takes half the 20 drops a day, and eventually he got all the hair back.
This morning.
Yeah, and he lost 40 pounds for that too. He lost 40 pounds for his weight. He cut down his weight by 40 pounds.
You mentioned a discount coupon.
Yeah, there's a discount coupon. If you talk to the person that invited you, the Kenny, he can set up a discounted account for you.
All right, thank you.
And I have a whole bunch of other things.
Can you show the baby one? Can you
Yeah,
show
the baby. Okay, okay. So, okay, this baby, she was born like that, and if you can see the surgery line, she had a surgery from ear to ear. So they have to open her scalp like a watermelon from ear to ear. And after the surgery, the baby doesn't wake up. She couldn't breathe. She couldn't drink milk by herself. She doesn't even open her eyes, and she's in the ICU for 4 months until the doctors quit. The doctor said, we have spent a lot of money, lots of time, and there's no hope for her. And they were ready to pull the plug, and then they give the mother 18 days. This is the mother. She was talking about how the doctor told her, we'll give you like a half a month time to get prepared, get ready. So she was talking about what the doctors are planning on doing, and then she showed me the picture of the baby. She said, this is my baby. Where is it? This is my baby. And yeah, so that's the baby here. And she was just showing me what they were doing. And so I had to courier to her, and the baby came back to life in 10 days time. She's in Malaysia. She's in another country. So the mother had to send money to me from all over, from Malaysia to Canada, and then I courier to her. The baby came back to life in 10 days time. And this is the other gentleman that I was showing the picture for. So this is the actual picture, and that there is a date here, July the 8th. July, if you can see it, July the 8th. Kind of fuzzy, but by August the 14th, we trim him down. August the 14th. August the 14th. It's kind of fuzzy here, but it's important that by half a year later, let's go dancing. Let's go dancing. That's him. He said, I'm not even sucking in. You know, he said, yeah, he said, yeah. Wow. You know, this is a. Yes. He asked me to guess because he lost 17 pounds, and then 50 pounds, and then 90 pounds, and then 107 pounds, all the way from 270 to 163. He lost all that weight and fluid in the body, and eventually he shrinks so much, and people get scared for him. They say, "Are you okay? Are you have cancer or something?"
Microphone.
He went to check with the doctor. The doctor said, "You are doing great. Your body like a 20-year-old." They say your body like a 20-year-old. And so he checked everything, all the blood work, everything.
Raise my hand.
So
Dr. Henry?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a quick question I forgot to mention. A few months ago, or several months ago, I went to the eye doctor, and she did an exam, and she said my eyesight is okay, but what's happening is it's a light cataracts that I have in my right eye. And so she urged me to go to, she said, you need within 6 months to go to a surgery and correct it, or else things will get worse. Actually, for me, I kind of slowed it down, or it got better by me doing qigong, spring forest qigong practice, putting my eyes over in some eye circles from from Master Lin, from that thing. But just was curious, could this help with cataracts?
Yes. What
should it be topical or internal?
You take it orally inside. That's going to travel through the bloodstream. This cataract is actually part of the liver issue. When you have a liver issue, liver problem, liver weakness, it causes the eye to have issues too.
Okay.
So it's in the Chinese medicine, we trace everything to the bottom, to the root cause of the problem. Let's say if you have a ring in the ear, you trace back to your kidney. Okay. If you have tissue in the eye, if you put an eye drop in there, it's not going to heal your liver. It's a liver eye problem. So you need to go inside, and then also you can be like Kenny, where he apply his eye drop with a drop of the Feng of Life in there. and he got rid of the floaters.
Yes.
So the same idea, the cataracts and the glaucoma, they are coming from the liver, but if you apply it topically directly, they will help to ease up the condition first, and then you take care from inside the liver, from the
Okay.
source. It's going to help you with that too.
And also, what about at first I had a preliminary diagnosis of atrial fibrillation, but then later on, when about a year or two later, when I went to the hospital, they said I didn't have AFib. I had something called supraventricular. I can't pronounce it. Supra V, where my heart speeds up.
Okay.
It's not an atrial fibrillation, but it's a speed up of the of the heart. And sometimes I could reset it by the one time I was in the emergency room and they made me blow into a syringe and blow real hard or act like you have to go to a bowel movement, but you don't do it, and it resets the heart.
Yes.
So
yes.
it's like a mystery. I've had it for a while, and most of the doctors they just tell me to stay hydrated and be calm. But sometimes life is not always
exactly.
being calm.
Yeah.
So I was just curious. Did you have any heart patients that
yes, I do.
or
Actually,
circulatory issues?
Hi, so my name is Josephine, and I just want to tell you guys about the Fountain of Life and how much it helped me. Back in, I'm a mother of 9, first of all, and when I was pregnant with my last child, I was diagnosed with hypertestosterone, which is very rare for women my age. Pretty much the doctors told me that I wouldn't live past 10 years. They said that in order to correct it, I need to get my adrenal glands, which would lead me to be on cortisone for the rest of my life. And that's a synthetic hormone. I don't want to do that. I took a Fountain of Life for 3 days, and I don't like to cry. I get surgery. I was on a Tylenol, but none of I was on synthetic. My body wasn't making potassium, so I was on potassium. So this product is amazing. Anybody out there, buy it. Like, it cures anything you have. It is going to cure it. I was told that I would need surgery to correct this, and that's the only way I can go on living a healthy life. And that was a complete lie. I took Fountain of Life, and I no longer have hypertestosterone. My body is making its own potassium naturally. I don't have to take potassium pills. Sorry, I said sodium, I don't remember, but I was taking potassium. I had to take my own potassium because my body wasn't making its own potassium. The Fountain of Life cured me. Sorry, I'm so emotional talking about this. I'm trying not to cry. This product is amazing. It literally transformed my entire life. I only was doing 5 drops in the day.
Five drops a day made a big difference in her life. She saved her adrenal glands. She doesn't have to take hormones for the rest of her life. She doesn't have to take high blood pressure pills because her blood pressure shoots up to 200, more than 210, 220, the high, and the bottom one goes to 140. Imagine that kind of blood pressure. That's why her doctor said she wouldn't live past 10 years unless she take out her adrenal glands. Now she said, I saved everything. I saved everything. And similarly, the other gentleman, he had a gallbladder stone, and he said that he dissolved the whole thing by taking this one.
How you did and what happened with the Fountain of Life you did? So I came to see Henry. When did I come to see you? About a week ago? No. 2 weeks? No.
So basically, he just dissolved the gallbladder stone, and there is a polyp in his gallbladder. That's the reason why he needs to take out the gallbladder, so that he doesn't run the risk of cancerous cells or the gallbladder stone get stuck in the bile duct or anything. So that's he saved his gallbladder. That lady saved her adrenal glands, and there is another gentleman. They just save all the organs, not having to do the surgery. So it's.
And what about diabetes?
Well, diabetes, we were looking at.
And what about diabetes?
Yeah, well, I think maybe my internet is not stable, but you were looking at the diabetic.
Hold a second.
You were looking at the diabetic.
In here, so I just want to show it to you. Look at him.
Yeah. He's doing great. Is a boy or girl?
Yeah, so, so,
My dog is too big. My dog is a husky. Yeah. So yeah, so diabetic people, you were looking at the amputation leg, and his sugar level came down from 13 to 5.2, 5.1, 4.9. So it's potentially possible to reduce the sugar to a normal range, not by reducing that by cleaning the liver. It helps to regulate the body properly, and then you can drop the sugar to a more lower, like a more healthy normal level. It's going to take a little time because it doesn't work right away, but it takes a little time. Some people take 1 month, some people take 3 months, some people it take up to a year to normalize, depending on how much damage it was before. If you are on insulin for 30 years, then it's going to be a little more difficult, take longer. But if you are borderline, sort of, you will take less time to normalize.
Okay. Yeah, because she was at what'd you say,
8.4.
She was at 8.4 last year. So
Yeah.
we want to take a look, take a look
Yeah,
at it now.
it's the Phantom Life takes care of so many different things. So there's $1 in there in every bottle that is working out towards the sugar. But if you want to target the sugar by itself naturally, then I have some other additional formula that can lower the sugar pretty much within a month or two. More specifically targeting the sugar. So I'm doing all these natural remedies for that. So if you want additional focus on a specific area to get it to work faster, I do have additional support.
okay.
I have just so many testimonials so many stories to hear to show you. It just takes 5 or 10 hours to go over them, but there are so many life-saving stories. So you can be part of it. You can be part of it to help you to spread the word and let people know.
Can you take a couple minutes and just talk about when this formula was actually produced, like how many years ago, and
Yeah, okay. So the actual the pine tree, we use the cones, we use the needles, we use the branches, we use even the roots. So every part of the pine tree is actually useful. But the particular one that we have here is from the stem to the leaves. So just the branch from the stem out to probably halfway. So we use that part of the tree to extract the lignans from the pine trees. But these are the ones that is the byproduct of paper mill industry, and it's the bushes that drop down to the ground. So we kind of use the byproduct of the industry, and so we don't really cut down trees to do that. So the actual liquid is extracted in northern tip of Finland. The scientists in there that found the usefulness of the pine tree from thousands of years ago, and they have been using it in Europe for about 25 years before we got the patent to sell it in Canada to worldwide. So the actual company that's selling this product is a Canadian company with a Canadian license. So we now sell to 138 countries and territories. So the scientist is in Finland, Dr. Auners. He has been, they have been using it in Europe for many years until we got it. It's very simple and very safe. You can hardly even overdose yourself. You can take the whole bottle. You might just waste some money, but it wouldn't hurt you.
okay.
And you can take it orally inside or topically anywhere in the body. If you have a mosquito bite, cuts and wounds, eczema, psoriasis, even wrinkles, pimples, it doesn't matter. Moles, any fungus, nails, basically anything. You can, if you have any pimple, anything, you just rub it on. Hopefully, in 3 days, 5 days, you can sort of like pull it out.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Glenn. Audie, you have any questions? Audie just dropped off. I scared him off.
That's good. That's good. Thank you, Dr. Henry. Anyone has like last question, couple question? Yes,
No,
no?
just want to thank Dr. Henry for a very thorough, presentation on the product. We really appreciate, and the testimonials are mind blowing.
Anybody has access to this product, they feel blessed. They feel, why wouldn't I find this 10 years ago when I can save my dad or my mother? Well, if I have it with me, my dog wouldn't be gone by now. So it's something people always feel regretful that they, why didn't they find it earlier?
I'm a co-host.
Yes, go ahead.
Audie is back. Audie is back.
Oh, yeah. You were asking me a question?
Oh, Audie, yeah. Audie, I was just asking you whether you have any questions or anything.
No.
Okay, great. Yeah, I hope all you enjoyed the session. In Canada, we are actually not allowed to be called a doctor. We are the natural whack doctors. We're just herbalist practitioner. We call it TCMP, Traditional Chinese Medicine Practitioner. Officially, that's our title.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank Kenny too for introducing us to you, and and I know at the last minute you were able to put this call together, so we really appreciate you taking the time to educate us. And I would, definitely want to order the product. So I'll get with Kenny and we get this figured out. Get it to America.
Yes. You can save lives with it. It doesn't matter whether it's a human being life or it's a pet life. You can save a lot of lives, and you can save a lot of money for people too. Because I have people that went to Turkey or somewhere to implant the hair for $20,000, and now with this one they got it back within 4 bottles or something, $200, $300, $500, whatever. But they save thousands of dollars. And people who are using target medicine for, let's say, $20,000 per injection or something, they take this one. They said, I'm better now. I'm okay now. I don't have to take all that. So it's natural, it's healthy, and it's what I was actually going to do a little test to show you. Let me just grab a bottle of water and show you this.
Did we lose Kenny?
No. I just put my doggy. No.
Your dog looks great. Yeah. Thanks, Kenny. You're gonna send us out an email with pricing. Is there bulk pricing, like the more bottles you buy?
I will send it to you. It to you. And,
okay, so here, let me just
what is the test? Okay.
Kenny would set it up for you, but let me just show you.
Okay, show us the test, and then.
Okay, so now, let me get a water right away. Okay, so let's say we go to washroom and then we wash our pee. When we pee, when the color of the pee change, there's something. If it's like soy sauce, there's something wrong. They call it blood in the urine. So that could be traced back to the bladder or the kidney. And if they find something in kidney or in the bladder, they say, oh, you have kidney cancer. Now you have to take out the kidney. And then if some years later, they say, oh, it's in your stomach. Now we take out the stomach. So that's almost like taking out the dead fish from the pond. Okay. So this is when you were 18 years old, your body is like this, perfect. This is like clean water. Now I'm just going to show you, this is I just put iodine, betadine iodine that you put on your cuts, on your cuts and wounds. Now I'm going to just drop a few drops from here. Yeah, so now I have it. Let me just put down the bottle. So now I'm going to drop it. This would represent when we eat, smoke, drink alcohol, and we have put a lot of garbage in our body, like chemicals, pesticides, chemicides, all this garbage, it's going to pollute our body. Sugar, cholesterol, all this is just polluting our body like crazy. So
too much fast foods and French fries.
Yeah, exactly. So all of that is just making your make your blood dirty, and that's when you almost like put poison in your body, and then the each body organ like a fish, and they are going to die in there. And now instead of waiting for the doctor to take everything out, we actually just going to put the fountain of life in here. I'm just going to drop a few drops in there, and I'll show you what it does for our body. Oh, this bottle is getting... Okay, there's a few drops here. So let me just drop in 1, 2, 3 drops. Okay, let me stir it so that I can show you the change. Okay, so now look at the color in here. Do you see a difference?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is
Yeah.
this is almost back to normal clean water, the clear water. And this is the difference between we wait for the fish to die, or we just change the water for the fish. If we change a pound of water into fresh, nutritious, strong water, and the fish is going to jump and fly and fun, like the dog. So that's it.
Well,
So it can grow my hair, right?
Yes. What I do is I just spray. I put the water in. Yeah, you do that. Yes, like that. So yeah, I'm over 60 years old. I still have my hair here, so it's okay to have black hair and good hair even after you are over 60. So it's possible. Yes, Jackie, you can change the color too.
I like the gray.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah,
Dr.
thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you.
God
God
bless
bless
you.
you too.
Bro,
All right.
give me a quick call. Brother Benton.
Yes, will do.
Yeah. Quick call after that, just for a couple of minutes. Glenn, we can talk tomorrow if you want to talk tonight.
Yes, we'll talk tomorrow. I wish I would have got Earl on now, but anyway.
That's okay.
We can do another
Yeah.
one for your people. We can do another
Yes.
one for your people. If you have
Okay.
anybody that's interested, we can do another one.
Oh no, I've got lots of people that need to hear this. So
Yeah. that's
can we
wonderful.
get attached of that? I think Kenny recorded it, didn't you, Kenny?
I can send it to Kenny.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Great,
All
great.
right. Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
All right, I'll call you.
Okay.
Good night.
When I come down east to Toronto, I'm gonna look you up, okay?
Yes.
All right.
That'd be wonderful. Yeah, Glenn.
Okay.
Talk to you
Okay.
soon. Okay. Bye-bye.